Why do your feet swell? Especially if you are pregnant, late in the pregnancy, or if you have been traveling for a long distance. So in your body, there are two distinct spaces when it comes to fluids, and that is the intravascular space, which contains your blood, so basically inside your blood vessels, and the interstitial space, which is the space that surrounds your blood vessels, that contains your tissues and your organs. So these two spaces are separated by a semi-permeable membrane, and fluid can move in and out of the spaces. And typically, there are two forces that maintain this fine balance. And those forces are the hydrostatic pressure and the oncotic pressure. So I'll just simply explain both as well. The hydrostatic pressure is a pushing force, and it is a physical force. So that means that if your blood volume becomes very high, then the pressure inside your blood is increased, and it increases the hydrostatic pressure that pushes fluid outside your intravascular space into the interstitial space. Whereas the oncotic pressure is a pulling force, and this one is not a physical force, it is an osmotic force. So inside your blood vessel, there are proteins that are dissolved there. Collectively, they are called colloids. So these colloids are supposed to be present in blood in a specific quantity, and they are supposed to help blood pull liquid from the interstitial space into the intravascular space. So how do you get body swellings? Most notably, as per the title of this video, swelling of your feet. So it happens when there is an imbalance between the pushing and the pulling forces in the body, and the imbalance happens in such a way that it favors the fluid to be retained in your interstitial space than the capacity of your interstitial space to hold it. I'll categorize these diseases that cause swelling in the body into two. Number one are diseases that result in low levels of protein in your body. And these are diseases like nephrotic syndrome, which causes leakage of protein through the kidneys, inflammatory bowel disease or protein losing enteropathy, which causes leakage of protein through your intestines, and inadequate intake of proteins through diet, and that is protein energy malnutrition, such as kwashiorkor. That one is a famous one. And finally, inadequate manufacture of proteins, and this one is caused by liver cirrhosis, such as alcoholic liver cirrhosis. So the second category of conditions that cause swelling of the body, including the feet, is aggressive hydrostatic pressure. So meaning pressure that is pushing liquid out of your intravascular space aggressively. And these ones are usually caused either by venous insufficiency, so meaning the valves of your veins are not working properly. So instead of locking blood as it goes up, then it allows blood to keep flowing downwards. Another one is congestive cardiac failure. Because your heart is not pumping well, then it causes venous congestion. Think of it like a traffic flow. So if the traffic is not flowing well, then there is a backlog. So another one is hypertension, and this one is quite obvious. Another one is a deep venous thrombosis, and this one is a very painful one and also a very dangerous one because it can kill. Is that you have a massive clot in your deep veins. It causes congestion as well. And now we go to the famous ones. That is the pregnancy and the long journeys. And these ones, I know a lot of people have faced it. So the pregnancy is a gigantic mass of a human being growing inside your body. And as they continue to grow, the uterus presses on your veins, the inferior vena cava. This causes congestion, just like the other congestions that we have said, ending up increasing the pressure that pushes fluid into your interstitial space. Another one is you have had a long journey. You have arrived in Mombasa and you want to enjoy yourself, but you find that your feet are gigantic. And that is because you have been sitting in a maintained position for long. It reduces the movement of blood in your blood vessels. Another reason could be because fluid is gravity dependent. So you have been maintaining a position against gravity for long, and it causes your feet to swell. This one also happens if you stand in queues for too long. Also, there is this thing we call fluid retention. So if you have kidney disease and you have low urine output, and you are continuing to take in fluids, then you continue to retain fluid. And this fluid continues to increase inside your blood vessels, causing increased hydrostatic pressure that pushes it out of the intravascular space into the interstitial space. Another reason is just the same as the other mass effects, is if you have a tumor that is pressing on your blood vessels, so particularly your veins. So I feel like there is one very gigantic cause of swollen feet that I've missed out, and that is the ones that cause elephantiasis and similar illnesses. So when you have a disease in your lymphatic system, and this one is separate from the ones that I have explained concerning the vascular system, then lymph flow is affected. Lymphatic system is actually supposed to drain out the interstitial space. So meaning there is inadequate drainage of fluid from your interstitial space and your feet become swollen. And this one leads to gigantic swelling of the feet, like elephantiasis and also another disease called guinea worm. People from near the Ugandan border know about it. Now you know about why your feet sometimes swell. In most cases, you don't have to worry because these are issues that can be sorted out. Like if you're pregnant, then it can be sorted out by the conclusion of the pregnancy. But these other problems, like liver disease, like malnutrition, and all these other diseases that I've mentioned, will require you to be seen by a doctor to assess and diagnose the condition and treat it. Thank you.